year, so we do need you to eat all the peanuts you will. Parents rejoice and will reward back there, and so I probably would not be here today if it was not for them.
Amen.
Being born and also being able to farm, and so it all works together. And there's Julie, and Julie's gonna try not to sneak out of here because she gets tired of hearing about all the peanuts. Now, to give you the background on how this got started, Bruce called me a few weeks ago and asked me if I would please speak at this and tell some of the things I was doing to be involved in the peanuts. And I said, well, sure, I'll be glad to. So I called the peanut board office, asked the people, the staff down there to put me together a PowerPoint, and was getting that all worked out. And then Bruce called me back about a week ago, and I couldn't quite get up with him, so I called him back and I said, did you get a good speaker for the Farm City Banquet yet? And he said, no, I was hoping it was just you. And I said, good. So expectations are not that high today. So you don't have a good speaker, so you have me. Now, if I can figure out how to work all these little gizmos, peanuts are working for all of us. I am the delegate to the National Peanut Board. I am appointed by the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture. I've been involved with the Peanut Growers Association and the other peanut boards for years. And so I've used it all as a kind of an education. I've learned a tremendous amount. A lot of people have taken a lot of time with me to explain some of the details that I would not ordinarily pick up. And so I stand here representing the peanut industry this morning. I served as an alternate on the National Peanut Board for 6 years, and I am at the end of my first 3-year term. Now, we are the National Peanut Board, America's 7,000, let me see how to change this one to, okay. We are America's 7,000 plus peanut farming families. Peanut farmers serve on our board and guide the program from setting the budget to overseeing all activities. We are a research and promotion board. 80% of our money goes for promotion and 20% goes for research. We are just like the almond board, the egg board, the dairy board, beef board. There's also a pork board. A lot of our commodities are covered under one group at USDA, and so we have rules and regulations. I can't get up here and say anything ugly about the almond farmers because I want you to eat more peanuts and not as many almonds. So USDA will not allow me to say that. So therefore, I'm not going to say that.
And we didn't hear you say that.
No, you did not. So you'll need to know. All right, let's see if we go to another one. Yes.
The cow says, eat more chicken.
That's right. What we do, we improve the economic condition of USA peanut farmers and their families through compelling promotion and groundbreaking research. We are entirely funded by farmers through a 1% assessment. We take 1% of the loan rate of every ton of peanuts we grow, which amounts to $3.55. We come up with an overall budget of about $10 million on average, and we use that money to disperse. We have 11 representatives on the National Peanut Board from 11 major peanut growing states throughout the Southeast. Peanuts are working for our economy. U.S. peanuts are the 7th most valuable crop with a farm value of more than $1 billion. North Carolina, in 2016, North Carolina produced nearly 350 million pounds of peanuts, and the North Carolina peanuts provided $175 million in farm gate income. This year, I think Bladen County produced about 6,300 acres of peanuts. Am I right on that, Chris? Which way are you?
That's pretty close, yeah.
We're somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah.
This was a large year. We had a lot of peanuts grown, and we had a really good crop. So when I do say, please eat more peanuts, I mean, please eat more peanuts.
So yes, sir.
Perfectly powerful peanut. Our goal is to keep increasing. Peanut consumption is up. Since we've been monitoring this for years, but this is our goal, is to be up to about 8.0 pounds of peanuts per capita by the year maybe 2019 or 2020. That is our goal. So right now, we've been increasing two tenths of a pound per year for the last several years. So that is our goal, and we do this through our promotion, through hopefully our advocacy, and we're trying to keep everything going in the right direction. Peanuts are the only nut showing consistent gains in per capita consumption over recent years. To keep peanuts strong, our team has asked key questions. What would be different if we had no National Peanut Board? What are our values and what principles guide our work? And this is our strategic plan. We want to improve. Our mission is to improve the economic conditions of U.S. peanut farmers and their families through compelling promotion and groundbreaking research. I was part of the team that hammered out our values and goals. At the end of our process, we came up with our strategic plan, which our board adopted this past year. Part of our strategic framework: drive consumption by increasing relevance of peanuts with millennials, maximize production, our value of our production dollars, remove the barriers to consumption and advance food allergy progress, increase grower and industry appreciation of our peanut board's value, and expand exports through targeted opportunities and support of industry efforts. Changing gears, peanuts are working for our health. Peanuts have more protein than any other nut and 30 essential vitamins and minerals. Nut consumption is linked with a reduced risk for heart disease and type 2 diabetes. One serving contains 12 grams of unsaturated fats. And because peanut butter is an economical source of protein that doesn't require refrigeration, it is one of the most requested items by U.S. food banks. Peanut allergies is something every family worries about, every family with young children is concerned about. This has been one of the things that we've put a lot of effort to and a lot of interest in, and we decided to take a leadership role so that we would not have constant bans on peanuts and everybody possibly misdiagnosing, and so we wanted to get down to more of the actual facts and work with this. Peanut farmers are very concerned about the prevalence of peanut allergies today and don't want anyone to be harmed by the good crop we grow. We have worked since the beginning to be part of the solution. Peanut farmers helped fund the groundbreaking LEAP study. Now, LEAP is learning early about peanut allergy. It was done in King's College in London, England. It's been a multi-year study. It was using children with a high history in their families of peanut allergies. So they followed them on this early introduction of peanuts, and it showed to be 81% successful. So there was a lot less likely to have a problem if you allowed early introduction. Well, we had this study published, the study was published. We didn't have it published, but the study was published, and I think the National Institute of Health has picked this up, and they're using it in some of their guidelines now. We expect the widespread implementation of these guidelines by healthcare providers will prevent the development of peanut allergy in many susceptible children and ultimately reduce the prevalence of peanut allergy in the U.S. This was our goal, and this is what we're hoping. I've been in conversations with people on airplanes and different things this summer that had no idea about peanuts, but they had read this material and they understood this. They either had young children or young grandchildren. And so we are working upon these things. Peanuts are working for planet Earth. We realize that production research leads to continuous improvement and sustainability. We have funded $29 million in production research in our 17-year history and $12 million over the past 5 years. We have put $250,000 a year back in North Carolina. That is our research portion back to the North Carolina. So we bring about $250,000 back to this state every year to do research. We do it at NC State. We also do it at North Carolina A&T, and we have used some of the other colleges that had specialized people working with different projects that we could use for peanuts. This is a project that I've been involved in since it began. Serving on the American Peanut Council, I was asked to serve with the Peanut Foundation, which is the research arm for the American Peanut Council. And when they put me on, I'd been on about a year or so, and we started working with somebody wanting to do the genomics part of this. Well, our corn, soybeans, the cotton we plant today, the companies such as Monsanto, Syngenta, DuPont, they have mapped the peanut genome. They have mapped the genome of the other crops that are grown so that they can use gene technology and enhance the varieties. Well, they can sell the seed back to us as farmers so they can recoup their investment from all the research that they do. Well, there's no one company like that that's willing to take on peanuts because there's not enough acres grown in the world. So we, the industry, the Shellers, which would be the Cox's in Dublin and Golden Peanut Company in Birdsong, they went together with the growers, and we also went together with the manufacturers, the Mars, the M&M's, all the Hershey's people. We got together, we put our plan together, and we came up with a $6 million project. Well, I'm one of the grower representatives on the board, and so I've been following this since it began. So we've used some really cutting edge technology. We've had some great researchers working with us, and it's been a project that we're almost at the end of our first 5 years, and we're working towards where does the future go. We're doing a strategic plan for the next year. Being involved with this, I've had to travel a little bit and got to learn some new things. I got to attend the International Conference of the Peanut Research Community in Argentina this past year. One of the highlights was one of the peanut companies grabbed me up from the hotel and said, we're going to take you on a farm tour this morning. And so I got to go see some countryside that it was absolutely beautiful. And they grew a lot of good peanuts, which also furthers my education as far as knowing that it's a big world out there and that Bladen County is wonderful and we do matter, but it's international agriculture as we are today. Just like Smithfield Foods was bought by the Chinese, well, that's international agriculture. But what we grow as peanuts, we don't compete against the farmers in Columbus County, the farmers in Georgia. We're competing against the farmers in Argentina. So we have to learn what they're doing in order for us to be able to compete. Bruce?
I grew up on a farm on the Flint River.
That we used maybe back during the 20s and 30s, and they just keep a few seed. Well, they'll plant them out every 4 or 5 years to keep a fresh little batch of seed. Well, if you go back and you find that wild species that was grown in Argentina, for some reason it survived in the wild and it didn't have a farmer looking after it. Well, either it was resistant to leaf spot, it was either horribly drought tolerant, or it had some special quality that allowed it to survive. So the goal is to find out what makes these old varieties that we've maintained all these years special. and find that gene within that plant, transfer that gene over into our more modern peanuts that taste better and are higher yielding. So that's our way of not being genetically modified, but using this gene technology to where we will be able to enhance our varieties so that if we were just develop leaf spot resistance in our varieties and not have to spray the fungicides for leaf spot, we would save the American growers, we'd save $55 million a year. So that would be a real savings, plus I think the consumers would like it better because there would be less pesticides used on their peanut products. So that's our part of our sustainability story, is that we're putting our money where our mouth is, we're working towards what the consumers want, and so, but we don't want to be genetically modified. So that's the goal. So that's one of the things that's been so exciting to me about this project. And so I've been involved with it since it began, and so hopefully I'm on board to stay on it another year or two. And so the reason to put it, the 2019, I am in the officer rotation, and so there is a certain amount of training going on to get me ready to be chairman of the National Peanut Board in a couple of years, well, in 2019. And so you just experienced one of the training sessions for that. So thank you for
Well, you
being
got
part
an
of
A, Dan.
Thank you for being part of the training.